Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your Chestnut Fairy and I'm very happy that you are here. I hope you are healthy and magical as always. It's summertime in Germany, which means it's the best time to get creative. It's warm, the paint will dry, and I don't know if it's only personally, but I get the most creative when I have enough sunlight and being a little bit outside. And I thought I want a room makeover since I will end my FSJ, which is a voluntary year where you work, and start going to university. And it's time to change a few things in my life, and this will also be my room. So I looked through eBay and saw an old wardrobe that was a family heirloom of an old granny, and I bought it because I had a very old wardrobe from IKEA, which was from my childhood. I wrecked the door, I destroyed a few things, and I also found some stickers on the outside from my Dornröschen time. So I bought this furniture, brought it home, and then went on vacation and got sick. I got COVID, and you will see that I will be a little bit slow in this video. I need some time because I was sick while painting, but I thought I need to do something, and painting a little bit of flowers and lines was much easier than painting very quality paintings like my fairy tale illustrations. So I just started with this project, and hopefully it will look good in the end. So let's start with this project and wish me luck that we will get a good result. Let's go. So let's start. I started this project with painting the line art. I wanted the intendant to be green and just started painting, but later decided I will paint the whole thing green because it looked much cleaner and also more beautiful. You may think this is a very easy job, but for me it was very hard. I have shaky hands, and also I am not good with brush working, especially when you work with an intendant, but I just wanted to try it out. When I do normal art stuff, I also use my fingers, especially in oil paint, because it just gives me a little bit better understanding how to work with a brush. I don't know why, it's just something I learned. You get more in touch with your paintings, but I couldn't do that on wood, especially on a wardrobe, so I needed to just hope that I can clean out the green later in the process. Let's talk about why I bought this furniture instead going to IKEA or some other special place and buying something brand new that maybe is even more practical or beautiful, because you can find these things anywhere, don't you? Well, for me it is the history behind every furniture. I love old things because other people have worn and have bought them or even have made them. There are so unique stories behind these things, and oftentimes forgotten when we just put them in the trash. But I want to keep it and save it. When I got there and bought the furniture, I was greeted by a very young woman and her child, which was very cute. And she told me that this was her grandmother's, and she got it from her and gave it to her daughter. But she didn't need it anymore, and so I got it. And I think this is a great idea, to get old things and give it to someone new. Oftentimes there's so much history behind, it would be a shame to just throw it away. I think I'm mostly done with the painting job. I did the line art on this side and will later need to draw it on the other side, but this is just a thing about 15 minutes, so I can start thinking what I want to put on the part that is normally traditionally painted. In a lot of those rustic farmer furnitures, you will see flowers, maybe animals, a landscape, or sometimes holy people like Petrus or Magdalena. I just don't know how they're called in English, that's how we call it in Germany. So you will put a holy person on the furniture, but I am not religious and I think it's pretty creepy because my bed is on the other side and I just don't want to
have people staring at me at night because that's not my thing. So I will paint flowers, and the flowers will probably be a bit prettier and also not as time consuming as drawing humans. I wasn't sure what to draw, so I asked a few people, and I probably draw sunflowers. Sunflowers are very pretty. Sunflowers are very pretty flowers, and I like them really much, especially because they have yellow elements in them, and yellow is one of my favorite colors. The second one is pink, or pastel pink to be specific, but my room should be green in a few months, so I don't want to have pink on this extremely out of really focus. So let's start with painting and sketching.
Another thing which is very interesting about this rustic furniture style is that it has a long history in Germany and other regions like Swiss or Austria. It was called Bauernmöbel or farmers furniture, as I said it in English the whole time, but it was something very special around the era, which was often used by farmers. Sometimes they made it themselves, other times a small family business did it for them. Bauernmöbel contained chairs, wardrobes, tables, all things that was necessary and not decor like rich people could afford, but still people painted it very beautifully, and it even had a name. It's called Bauernmalerei, so just farmers paintings, and contained a lot of beautiful and amazing techniques. I just did my own because I'm not a specialist or expert, and also because I wanted to work in my way. I will have another project where I can use more traditional ways to paint with it, but I just wanted to have a very nice and specialized furniture, which was kind of the essence of history. A lot of clothing or even furniture was specialized to the owner, not like today. So this is another reason why I'm not a big fan of IKEA or something like that, because you don't have individuality in this sense. I don't know why it is so important for me, but I just love the idea that someone stood there and made this thing with love for me. Well, in my case, I did it for myself, but I remember when I was young how caring my parents were. They painted the rooms like we wanted, they created a bed for my brother that looked like a Viking ship, and they even painted a landscape. They were so caring and specialized the room for us, and maybe this is why I love specializing on items so much. It is just something so unique to have, because you can say, yeah, this is a thing my parents made for me. And I hope that someday someone will say, yeah, this is something my grandmother did. So it will be kind of my family heirloom. I hope so. Don't give this wardrobe away. I love it so much. But anyways, let's go back to the flowers, because I talked about that sunflowers have a very beautiful meaning, and I will explain it to you, because I also love the Victorian way of saying something but not saying it directly. The sunflower has various meanings depending on the culture. In China, sunflowers stand for vitality and good fortune. In Native America and India, sunflowers represent fortune and good harvest. But in my case, I was drawn to it because of the Victorian language. I find this is a very interesting way to show your feelings. In the Victorian language, the sunflower stands for gratitude and brings good luck to the recipient, especially when they are starting fresh. There's also a Greek legend that the sunflower is a cursed nymph and that follows her lovers as he moves around the sun. This brings the symbolism, which is loyalty and admiration, love. But as I said, there are many ways to interpret a sunflower, and I think that most people are not very meaningful when they give them. I think nowadays they are seen just as beautiful, bright, happiness giving flowers, and so I think it's a good thing having them in your room. Back to the drawing part. I used acrylic and oil painting and mixed them a little bit together so it will dry quicker. And I will leave it for 3 months and then I can varnish it. Acrylic is very easy to use, but oil paint is a little bit harder. You sometimes need more oil to get a better consistency, and sometimes it takes a lot of time to dry, but when you mix it, it will get quicker. It is still a shame when you have to wait so long when you want to paint details, because when you go over the painting it will smudge when it isn't dried enough, and it is a problem. I am not the calmest person. I dislike this about oil paints very much, but they have a more shinier appeal, so this is why I just like to work with them more than with acrylics. These were also very cheap acrylics because I just found them in my drawer and tried to use them. They're not the best, but they did their job. I had a base to work with and then I used oil paint to make it more beautiful. I later also mixed some blue and yellow together to get a darker green tone to paint on the leaves, because I just realized that you can see the white extremely underneath, and this would be a shame because I wanted to have very vibrant colors and it would be ugly if you just see that I did a messy job. So I just mixed some oil paint together and then draw the lines again. And then I had a sunflower and some decoration.
I am done with this side. I am pretty pleased. It's a okay sunflower. I think I painted it decently. I also added some red flowers that are common in Germany and the Netherlands, and a symbol for love, especially when you send them with a darker color. Just remember, if it's a very dark red, it is a very intense love. I did it because of the contrast color. When my room is finally green, I will hope that it will look good together. Anyways, now what I'm going to do is add this painting on the other side. Also need to do the lining on the other side, and I became a little bit too creative and looked at some other rustical furnitures, and I saw that a lot of them have also a painting in the middle. Maybe I will just add some stripes, and I maybe will add something more in the upper part because I just want to make it look more magical. The inspiration behind this thing is Hole's moving castle, because Hole has the most fantastic room ever, and I want to add some of the magic in my room and we will see how it goes.
Well, it didn't look like something that Hole would have in his room, but I am not Hole and I am a whole other person, so if I was a magician I would have this wardrobe, but I think there needed to be more magical symbols on this thing if Hole would have it in his room, but the whole farm core aesthetic would suit him a lot. I later looked at some reference photos from his room, and then I realized he had a sun and a moon up in his room as pendants or something like that, and I decided I will add these things. You will see them later because this was too high for me and my camera to film.
So guys, I think I am finally done with this project, so let's take a review on what I did. Let's go! I hope you liked this video. I had a lot of fun doing it. Maybe you had fun watching me. If you want to stay on this channel, give me a follow or a like or comment something. And I will see you in another video. Stay magical, your chestnut fairy.